Hi, this is Brian Fogarty, and this is a video for Chapter 4 of the book Quantitative Social Science Data with R, the second edition. So in this video, what we're going to do is take a quick look at pivoting data sets, or really pivoting variables. So if you are familiar with Excel, you might have done this before, where you're doing table pivoting. It's the same idea. Essentially, you're flipping columns and rows in some way. All right, so let's take a quick look at this. So the reason why you might want to do this is if you're doing a type of statistical analysis that requires it, which probably there are not. I mean, there are. It's fine. It just depends on what it is. It's probably less frequent that you're going to do that. But where you do often need to do it is when you're trying to do some sort of data visualization, and you need to have the values in a certain way to get it to work. All right, so let's take a quick look at this. We're gonna read in a data set that is for the COVID case totals in Scotland, but we're going to do it, these are organized by Health Board, and it's a Excel file, so we're going to use the read XLX function. Again, we had previously loaded in the read Excel package, so this is good to go. Okay, so let's read in this data. Okay, so we have no errors come up, and we're just going to run the name of it. I didn't do this before when looking at data sets, and the reason why is because if you have a large data set, just running the name of the data object is not going to be informative. Here it is, because we only have 14 observations, so that's actually pretty easy to look at. So what this is showing is we have a column here, the Health Board. We have the year 2020, year 2021. So 2021 actually goes through, I think, the end of November. All right, so let's say that we want to change this data so that instead of having the columns as they are, where we have 2020 and 2021, that we have different rows for those. So like the Ashire and Aaron, there's two rows, one for 2020, one for 2021. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use a function called pivot longer. All right, so we're going to do so we're going to save this as a new object. So I'm going to call it COVID1, the assignment operator, and then COVID. Right, that's our data. All right, using piping, we're going to do pivot longer, and then what we do is we specify what the variables are. All right, so we have two of them here, two of them that we want to change, 2020 and 2021. You'll see these little dashes here. So these are added automatically because including a number is not seen as a name of a variable. So it adds these little dashes automatically. So what we can do, we just need to make sure to add them, otherwise it won't work. Add that for 2020, and then 2020, oh, sorry, 21. Okay. The next thing we want to do is we want to include a new, we want to add a new name. All right. A new variable that contains the names of these. And so 2020 and 2021. So we're going to use names2 equals, and then we're just going to call it year. So we're going to have a new variable called year. And then we need a new variable for the values, which here are the cases. So we're going to do values underscore 2 equals cases. All right, so let's highlight that. And something got angry with me because I messed something up. What did I mess up? Oh, there we go. Not value 2, values 2. So again, It tells us, sometimes these are informative, the errors, sometimes they're not. It says, yeah, look, value 2 doesn't exist. It has to be values 2. Hopefully, let's see if it works. Yeah, all right. So then let's look at this again. So COVID-1. Okay. So you see now, all right, that we have the health board here, but we have 2 of each because we had the 2 observations for each one. So now we have year 2020, so 2020, that's the number of cases. 2021, that's the number of cases. So I talked some in the chapter about how in tidyverse language they talk about this as being the first one here, this COVID being untidy data, and then this being tidy data. There's this whole like sort of philosophy or logic to it. For me, it's just, what do I need to get things to work? All right. We can also reverse this whole process and it just go in the other direction by using, instead of pivot longer, we use pivot wider. All right. So basically, we say, how do we reverse this? I'm just going to call this COVID-2, and we're going to base it off of COVID-1 here. And so again, what we're going to do is reverse this whole thing. We just need to cut that. All right. We cut that and then say, instead of names to, we have names from. All right. And then instead of values to, we have values from. Okay. So let's see if this works. Yep. All right. So this restores what we had originally with the COVID data. All right. So again, this is just a quick glimpse at how to pivot our data. Whether or not you use it, it's going to depend on the type of data visualizations you want or need to do, as well as the type of statistical analysis. All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.